Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Conference. It's been a really good debate this morning, and I'm pleased that my great ministerial team, Tony McNulty, Liam Byrne, Meg Hillier, Vernon Coker and Alan West, have been here to listen as well this morning. Conference, there are few more fundamental rights than our right to safety and security. And that was brought home to me very quickly and very clearly just after Gordon gave me this job, with the attacks on London and Glasgow. As those hours and days unfolded, I was struck by the bravery and professionalism of our emergency services, including police officers, who we remember this Sunday on Police Memorial Day. But above all, I was impressed by the calm and steadfast reaction of the British public. First impressions last, they say, and they've crystallised for me a deep sense of why this right to safety and security is so important. It's the foundation in which our way of life is grounded, in all its variety and diversity, and it's the platform on which our values and our freedoms rest. Tolerance and respect for others, a deep-rooted sense of fair play, the belief that together we can make a difference. The free expression of these values is what we wish to protect. It's because we share these values that we'll seek consensus on new measures to counter the threat of terrorism. At the same time, we'll do more to support communities as they build understanding and prevent extremism. Delivering security isn't just a challenge that's confined to countering terrorism. It also means protecting our identity, securing our borders, ensuring that people can feel safe in their homes and in their neighbourhoods as well, so that they and their families can get on with their lives. And we're making progress. Violent crime at its lowest for a decade, record numbers of police working with thousands of community support officers, the chances of being a victim of crime at their lowest for 25 years. But of course, tragic events rightly make us question if we're doing all that we can. But to suggest, as David Cameron and David Davis have, that Britain is a broken society, is that there is anarchy on our streets, is just plain wrong. The two Davids, what a pair they make. While one was on manoeuvres with the Territorial Army, the other was plotting midnight raids on Eton's tuck shop. One's famous for his stranglehold grip. The other wants to be known for hugging hoodies. But I'll tell you what, neither of them has got a grip on crime, on its causes or on its consequences. Whose interests does it serve to willfully ignore the progress that's being made? What sort of politics is it to incite fear and alarm? So I have a suggestion for the theme tune for the Tories conference next week. It's not anarchy in the UK, it's pretty vacant. But they won't deflect us from getting on with our job. We know that people want local community police officers whose names they know, who work side by side with them, day in and day out. 3/4 of the country now have neighbourhood policing teams. By next April, every single neighbourhood will have one. With local police stats that give a clear picture of what's going on in your neighbourhood. And with a new £50 million capital fund that we're announcing to give police the access to 21st century crime-fighting technologies, like handheld computers, like mobile fingerprinting devices, so they can get on with doing the job. But tackling crime and antisocial behaviour in our communities isn't just a job for the police alone. It involves councils and businesses, schools and parents, voluntary and community groups as well. So Hazel Blears and I want to go further. We'll introduce shared pots of money for local policing that our communities can have a say in spending. Let me be clear. I've got zero tolerance of antisocial behaviour and zero tolerance of its causes. Causes like alcohol misuse. So from Monday, we're giving councils and the police new powers to take the licences away from dodgy premises. We should give no time to the idea that just because you're drunk and incapable, that somehow lets you off the hook. And incidentally, I don't want to see drunken behaviour celebrated on our TV screens either. Alcohol misuse can cause real damage to real people. And I've zero tolerance of homes being broken into or drugs or bags being snatched to feed a drug habit. But zero tolerance as well of people not getting the drug treatment they need when they need it. Together, we've already doubled the number of users getting treatment, and drug-related crime has been cut as a result. That's my approach. Tough enforcement. We've already closed 1,000 crack houses, backed up with prevention and support to help drug users get their lives together as well as getting their heads together. And on sexual assault and rape, the same approach. Better investigation and prosecution of serious sexual offences. Greater support for victims. And today I'm announcing start-up funding for new sexual assault referral centres in Hull, Liverpool, Plymouth, Rotherham, Gloucester and Cheshire. Where we need to take targeted action to deal with particular types of crime, we'll do it. As Gordon spelt out on Monday, we can do more together on guns and gangs to make sure that everything that works is done everywhere that it's needed. In Birmingham, mediation work and civil orders to disrupt gangs. In Manchester, help for young gang members to leave that lifestyle. In London and Liverpool, intelligence-led policing to get gang leaders off the street. From Monday, tougher measures to raise the age limits for the sale of knives, crossbows and air guns. And to ban imitation firearms. And in Europe, Arlene McCarthy and I are pushing for strict controls on convertible weapons. And we'll make sure that crime doesn't pay. This year, we'll seize more than £150 million of criminal assets. Not just the cash, but the bling, the cars and the plasma TVs that crime pays for. And we'll plough more of that money back into the front line to fight that crime. In Britain, we will always welcome those who need our protection. and those who have something to offer our country. But security in our communities means security at our borders as well. We're giving our new border force, fully uniformed as of this week, the tools to deliver rigorous checks at our sea and airports. In the next few days, we'll sign the deal to toughen up the checks that we do on passengers travelling to the UK. This will allow us to count people in, count people out, and prevent those who we're concerned about from entering in the first place. We all know that the UK has not been alone in seeing higher levels of migration. We've seen the benefits, and we've faced the challenges of immigration and asylum head-on as well. From March, the points-based system will allow only those with the skills that Britain needs to come here, and we'll double our enforcement action to protect workers and to prevent exploitation. Some crime as well knows no borders. This year might be the 200th anniversary of the abolition of the slave trade, but there is now a new form of slavery that we must tackle: human trafficking. With the UK Trafficking Centre, we're leading Europe in training police in the best detection techniques. Last week, UNICEF praised our efforts. Next week, we'll launch a new crackdown on traffickers. And later this afternoon, I'll join actor Emma Thompson as she campaigns to end this vile trade. Conference, security isn't an end in itself, but it is the foundation of our values and of our lives together. Tolerance and freedom, fairness and respect, rights and responsibilities. That's what Labour stands for: protecting our communities, securing our future.